Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It's Rad with his Twitch takeover of TGC stream. Today we're going to be doing a play, The Bluebird. We're going to be starting in just about 8 or 9 minutes time at 10 past the hour. Welcome in. I'm just going to be playing a few cheeky little tunes while we wait for everyone to get here. Hello everybody, welcome to my Twitch takeover. My name is Rad. I stream on twitch.tv/RadWorld. Today we're going to be presenting the Bluebird play. We are going to be starting in just a few minutes time at 10 past the hour. And for now I'm just playing my way through a few of the songs that you might hear tonight. Hello everybody, just a few more minutes before we start. Welcome to the stream. It's Rad with his Twitch takeover. I'm a member of the Sky Creator Troupe. I'm not part of TGC. But today, we're taking over their stream to show you what's going on with the Bluebird play. Hey guys, just a couple of minutes before we start. Guys, just another minute or so and then we're going to get started. I'll tell you why. There's text on the screen and I'm just waiting for it to disappear. Hello everybody and welcome to the Village Theatre on this most auspicious of nights. Today we will be presenting an adaptation of the play The Blue Bird, which the season is based on. But this adaptation is written especially for the Village Theatre by me and my community, and is based on the original version of the story that's available on Project Gutenberg, so the copyright free version. So I will be narrating the story, and we have 5 or 6 actors on the stage who will be doing emotes and text and that kind of thing, and we will try and portray the story to you as we go through. It takes about 40 minutes. There are 6 acts, I shall also be playing songs in between the scenes. And that's it, really. I hope you enjoy it. We're all a little bit nervous. We've never done anything like this before. My name is Rad. I stream on Twitch. So if you would like to drop me a follow, twitch.tv/RadWorld. And it'd be great to see you there for some of the streams. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight into our community. And with that, I think we have to get started. Please enjoy this presentation of the play, The Bluebird. At the woodcutter's lodge, we're a happy family, but there isn't quite enough for us to eat at tea. Myrtil is my name, I live here with my dove, and with my brother Tiltil, it's a house full of love. With our dog and cat, with Mommy who can cook, we play our games just like we should, while our dad, he chops the wood. We're at the woodcutter's lodge, we're a happy family, but there isn't quite enough for us to eat at tea. It's Christmas Eve. And Myrtil and Tiltil are tucked up in their beds, waiting for the big day. But sadly they aren't asleep. They're too excited. Even though Santa won't bring them any presents this year, their mummy had said that she didn't have enough time to go to town and tell Santa what they really wanted. But she said he will come next year, though. In reality, Myrtil and Tiltil are children of a poor woodcutter, and their parents can't afford to buy them any presents. The children go over to the window and see the lights of the house of the rich people next door. They see them having a party, and they see the guests arriving on the horse and carriages. They hear music and dancing. And most of all, they see so much amazing food. Cakes, fruits and tarts. Just so much that there's too much to eat. The children can't imagine this, and they get much pleasure from thinking about what this life would be like. And just then, an old woman knocks on the door. The children open it. Dressed in green with a red hood, it's obviously a fairy. The fairy explains that her name is Fairy Berilune, and that she is in search of a magic bluebird. The bird is for her little girl, who is sadly very ill. She has hopes that the bluebird will make her daughter happy again. The fairy is also really hoping that the children will help her on the search for the bluebird. And she gives the children a magic green hat. On the top of that hat is a diamond. And she tells the children that they can turn it. And she says that this will open their eyes to see things as they really are. Children aren't sure what that means, but Tiltil puts on the hat and turns the diamond. And when she turns it, they can suddenly see the souls of everything around them. They see the souls of the dog and cat, who are suddenly able to talk to them, which seems very strange. But they also see the souls of inanimate objects. There are the wet souls of water and milk, and also of the ingredients of sugar, of bread, and of fire. The fairy commands that all the souls get together and go out the window and meet her at her house to make a plan. They also take a cage, which they will use to catch the bluebird. Just after they've all left, Mummy and Daddy peek into the room, and they see that the children are sleeping very quietly. Welcome to our spirits. The dog, the cat, the milk and the bread, the light, the dark, the fire and the sugar. Now that we can speak, you'll hear what we said. Welcome to our spirits. We're just the souls of the objects you see. The diamond is turned, it will tell you what we learned. Once we were hidden and now we are free. Welcome to our spirits. The dog, the cat, the milk and the bread, the light, the dark, the fire and the sugar. Now we can speak, so you'll hear what we said. At the fairy's house, the cat has called together all the souls that have been released by the diamond. She is very concerned, worrying that their future is all at stake. By letting the children find the bluebird, man will know all, and they will forever all be at man's mercy. The cat proposes that they all put in a lot of effort to make sure the children don't find the bluebird, even if it means endangering the children's lives. The dog enters. He hears all this and he profoundly disagrees. He feels that it's his job to protect and obey the humans, and he will do anything that they say, even if that means he has to fight with the cat. He remonstrates a lot, and just then the fairy enters and notices the uncomfortable atmosphere. The cat kind of covers her tracks a bit and says that the dog kept interrupting her when she was talking, and it was the dog that was causing problems. The fairy tells everyone to calm down, and she explains what's to happen next. She thinks it's possible that the bluebird is trapped in the past, and therefore sends Mytil and Tiltil to visit their grandparents. She cannot go herself, so she appoints the soul of the light to be the one to take charge of them. And so, children turn the diamond on the hat. They are transported to the land of memory. They're initially confused. The children start to look around the land of memory, but it's filled with fog. Eventually, they make out a small cottage with open doors and windows. And on a bench in front are sat their grandparents, who are both sound asleep. As they get closer, Grandma opens her eyes and also wakes Grandpa. She says the children are visiting today, but the children are extremely surprised to see them, as they are supposed to have passed long ago. But the grandparents seem very friendly with the children, saying the usual grandparent things like, "Haven't you grown? Don't you look pretty? How are your parents?" And then things take a more serious tone, and they ask, "Why don't you come to visit us? It's like you've forgotten us completely." Tiltil explains that we can only visit because of the fairy, but Granny counters that we are always here, waiting for a visit from the people who are alive. Grandpa reveals that they're usually sleeping, but when someone alive thinks of them, it brings them joy and it wakes them up. Granny invites them to stay for a nice meal. She takes them inside the house, and it looks like their old house from when they were alive. Nothing has changed a bit. In the corner, Grandpa shows the old blackbird in his cage. But in this light, it seems to be blue. So maybe it's the bluebird, and Tiltil asks if they can take him back to the fairy to check. In the meantime, Granny starts to serve up the food, and the children start to think of their brothers and sisters who had also passed away when they were young. Suddenly, 7 little children appear in the house. Robert, Jean, Madeleine, Pierrette, Pauline, and also tiny little Riquette, who is still crawling on all fours, just like the children remember. Tiltil is super excited to play fight with Robert again, just like they used to. Granny's food is a delicious soup, and they all tuck in, and they're laughing and joking. The children and their little family have a lovely time. But all too soon, the clock chimes, and Light tells them that it's time to leave. The children wonder if they will ever see these people again, but Granny says they only have to think of them in their minds, and they will be there. And with that, they turn the diamond and return to their own time. They look to the cage with the bluebird in it. Unfortunately, its colour has turned to black. Children felt such a strong feeling of nostalgia after seeing their family alive again. But as they approached the Temple of the Night, they could feel a strong sense of foreboding. Welcome to the Palace of the Night, a large and foreboding place, reminiscent of a Greek temple, with columns made of marble, in gold and in ebony. The soul of the night is here. Who goes there? He says. It is the cat, who describes the night, how the search for the bluebird is the beginning of the end. The cat says our secret is at stake. We must do everything to stop them finding the bluebird. Light is guiding them, but Light is unable to cross the threshold of the Night Palace, so we have a chance. We might be able to stop them. Cat decides that the answer is that they must give the children such a fright that they will dare not persist, and particularly that they won't open the door at the back of the temple where the bluebird is to be found. With the plan in place, presently the children arrive and start asking Night about the bluebird. Night tries to deny the bluebird is here, but the children say that the light says it is. Night tries to deny giving the children the keys, but the children say that the light says the keys must be given to humans. All this is true, so finally, Night gives the children the keys to all the rooms in all of the palace. So they must search through each and every single one. The children ask if he's dangerous, and Night describes it as terribly so. But the soul of the dog pops up and says, I will protect the children. They search room after room. Sometimes they see frightening things. Sometimes they are pounced on, and sometimes they're shocked. But together with their new friends, they are brave. And so, finally, they find the right room, the great door at the back of the temple. Night's now desperate and reminds them again of the terrors that they are about to face, and the dog worries that it may be too much to protect them. But he does offer to lay down his life to help them in their search. So with much trepidation, they open the doors. But much to their surprise, the room is full of bluebirds. Unfortunately, though, they don't know which bluebird is the one that they need, so they try to put as many into the small cage as possible. And as they are still frightened, they rush away to make their escape. As they enter the daylight, all the birds in the cage appear to be lifeless. And the Spirit of Light says, "Do not worry, you did not catch the one who is able to live in broad daylight. He has gone elsewhere. We shall look, and we shall find him again." The children find their way to the forest. But in the forest already, the cat is talking to the spirits of the trees. She explains to them that Til is the enemy and he is coming with his friends to destroy them. She wants the trees to inform all the animals in the forest of what's going on, and the dejected children then enter with the dog. The cat demands to know why the dog has come with them, as she says he's on the worst terms with everyone, including the trees. The dog protests. And with this, the cat tries again to show that the dog is the one being disobedient. Cat then tells Til to turn the diamond. And then the children are able to see the spirits of all the trees. The oak, the ash, the lime tree, the poplar, all of them. And we can see that in the leaves of the oak tree, there is the bluebird. The children ask for it, but the oak refuses, saying that their father, the woodcutter, has done them much harm by chopping down so many trees in the forest. Things then quickly escalate as the trees call on the animals of the forest to attack the children. The souls of the horse, the bull, the ox, the wolf, the sheep, and the pig appear and start to attack the children. The dog tries his best to protect them, but eventually he is also hurt, and the animals then start to go for the children. But, just in the nick of time, Light appears and says, Til, turn the diamond. And immediately, the creatures fade away into the darkness, and the children are free to continue their search. Going to a place of happiness, a place that's filled with joy, to ask if they have seen the bluebird. We're not here to annoy. We're going to a place of happiness, a place beyond compare. Even if there's many bluebirds, I hope there's one to spare. We're going to a place of happiness, a place that's filled with joy, to ask if they have seen the bluebird. We're not here to annoy. Our heroes have struggled to find the bluebird so far, but like a ray from the sky, an idea came to the Spirit of Light. The bluebird must be in the place of happiness, the place where all man's happinesses and joys are gathered together. Some are big happinesses, and some are small. Some are coarse, and some are delicate. But they are all here. Even the joys that come from doing dangerous and treacherous activities. Dog bread and sugar will go with the children. Water must stay outside because she's too cold. And fire must stay outside because he is too turbulent. The cat, well, the cat can do as she likes. Sadly, light cannot enter rest like this. Light needs to be covered with a thick veil so no rays of her soul startle the souls of happiness. The group arrive at the paradise, which is beautiful, with tall marble columns and heavy purple drapes supported by golden ropes. As they enter, they see a group of lavishly dressed men eating, drinking, shouting and dancing. They are very red in the face, but they are crowned with gold and pearls. The children wonder who these people are. Light carefully explains that these are the luxuries of the earth. It does seem unlikely that the bluebird of happiness is residing with them. And so the luxuries introduce themselves. I am the luxury of being rich, the luxury of being a landowner, the luxury of satisfied vanity, the luxury of drinking when you're not thirsty, and the luxury of eating when you're not hungry. Even more amusingly, we have the luxury of knowing nothing, the luxury of understanding nothing, and the luxury of doing nothing, and the luxury of sleeping more than necessary. Tinsil says hello and explains to them that they're in a great hurry and want to know where the bluebird is hiding. The luxuries do mention that they have seen him, but as the bluebird didn't look good enough to eat, they kind of let him go. The luxuries would rather that the children would share their lives. They should stay with them and incessantly do nothing. Just drinking, eating, and sleeping. They're very keen for the children to stay, but hoping to avoid bowing to that pressure, the light tells Teal to quickly turn the diamond. And as they turn it, the children now see the truth of things. The room becomes brighter and more beautiful. Angels fill the room, representing all of life's joys. Happiness, well-being, love, and understanding. The children look over and see how ugly the luxuries look now. They're trying to hide themselves and run away in fear. The light explains that even though we've not moved, the diamond allows them to see the truth in a very different way. There once were many more spirits of joy, but the luxuries have done them great harm and they've left. However, there are still a few of them. And also there are more joys on earth than most people think, but they never take the time to discover them. The children then talk to the spirit of happiness, lamenting that they don't know happiness in their own lives. But the happiness explains that there is real joy in their home all the time. There's laughter, there's singing. It says that happiness wakes up, breathes, and lives with you. But where is the bluebird? Happiness tells them that he doesn't know. More angelic figures come towards them. They are the great joys. The joys of justness and of understanding. Of being good and the joy of loving. Some of the joys are wearing a veil. These are the joys that we do not know yet. And the purest joy of all arrives, the joy of maternal love. The children can see their mother in her eyes, and they experience a feeling of great love and contentment. They want to stay and be with this feeling. Happiness explains that their mother can give them the same feeling. They just have to allow it. Say, will you even know your mother when you see her in her torn dress tomorrow? And finally, the joys ask about why the soul of light is hiding their face. And light explains that for now, the joys may be frightened to see her, but the hour will soon come when she's revealed. And so finally, they have to leave. The children look back at the joys with tears in their eyes. Light receives a note from Fairy Berryloon that the bluebird is probably hiding in the graveyard. It's late at night, and the children are frightened. They recall seeing a dead body before, but they don't care to repeat the experience. With some trepidation, they turn the diamond and wait for the soul of the dead to appear from the graves. Slowly, rays of light start to appear from the grave. But the flowers upon the graves open up, and the bees start to hum, and the birds awake and flood the air with their early morning song. It looks beautiful, and the children are stunned and dazzled as they take in the graves. But they look into the graves and say, "Where are the dead?" There are no dead. But there's also no bluebird. So the search continues to the kingdom of the future. The group arrive at the kingdom of the future, the Great Azure Palace. This is the place where children wait who are yet to be born. The diamond allows them to clearly see this region, which is normally hidden from humans. This must be where they will find the bluebird. The cat, the dog, bread and sugar are not allowed to enter, because it's not for them to know what waits them in the future. Light has told them to stay behind. The Azure Palace is a delightful shade of blue, and all the people inside are also a shade of blue. Surely the bluebird is to be found here. They stop to talk with two of the children who are yet to be born. They are very excited to meet with real live children. They explain that when fathers and mothers in the real world want children, the great doors at the end of the palace open, and the little blue ones from the palace go down the steps to enter the world. There are many thousands of children in this place. Mytil and Tiltil also can see some very tall blue people, and they ask Light about them. Light suggests that these are the guardians of the earth. They will come down to the planet after men have left. But sadly, we're not allowed to talk to them, because they are a secret held by the earth. Mytil and Tiltil start to make friends with the blue children, and they have many questions for the children. The blue children ask, "What's your hat for?" It's for when it's cold. What is cold? It's when we're not warm. How do you make it warm? A fire. What is a fire? And why don't you have a fire? And for that we need money. But what is money? Tiltil asks how old the children are. One explains that I'm going to be born soon, and another says that I'm not going to be born for another 12 years. They ask, is it nice to be born? Mytil says that the people on Earth can be very lovely. There are birds and cakes and toys. The blue children say that they have been told their mothers will be waiting for them by their doors. Tiltil confirms that mothers are very good. And grannies too. But the grannies die really soon. What is dying? Asked the blue children. One day, the grannies go away and they never come back. Why? I don't know. Perhaps they just feel sad. Mytil and Tiltil start to cry when they think of this. The children don't understand and ask, why are their eyes making pearls? The blue children here cannot cry. Tiltil spots that the child has blue wings and asks what they are for. The child says that they're the invention that they will make on Earth. When I'm on Earth, I will invent the thing that gives happiness. After that, other children volunteer to show other things that they will invent on Earth. One mentions a remedy for prolonging life, another a flying machine, flowers, fruit. I will be a great king who will bring joy to the earth, and I'm a child that will discover fire. They spot two children who are holding hands. They are the lovers. And finally they spot one sucking his thumb in the corner. He is the one that will wipe out injustice. And finally, there are a few sleeping. They do not know what they will take to the earth yet, but all children must say something. Time, who stands at the door to the earth, says they must not go down to earth empty-handed. A child runs up, who is to be Mittil's and Tiltil's brother. He is due to be born next year on Palm Sunday. The children tell them how kind their mother will be. But then they look to the bag that the child is carrying and say, "What will you bring?" This one is bringing illness, scarlet fever, whooping cough, and measles. And after that, I will leave you. Tiltil asks why. We don't get to pick and choose. They hear a loud noise and vibration all over the palace. What is that? It's time. He is about to open the gates. When the gates open, Time pushes back the children who aren't ready and lets the ones who are go. The lovers are going to be split up. One is going down to Earth, while the other is waiting here to be born. The one that must stay is distraught, but Time is confused and says he's not going to die, he is going to live. And quietly we hear singing coming from the earth. Light says it is the song of the mothers who are coming out to meet their new children. Just then, Time spots Mittil, Tiltil, and Light, and angrily asks, "What are you doing here?" It's suddenly time to leave. Light tells them, "Do not answer, do not answer. I have secretly captured the bluebird. Turn the diamond, and we will escape." Is it there in the morning sun? Is it in a loving child? Is it deeper in our beating hearts? Is that where joy is found? Do we find it in the everyday? Or do we find it in the wild? Can I find it within myself? Or is it just when you're around? We're forever chasing after it, when it could be by our side. We will ask forevermore, where is joy found? We will ask forevermore, where is joy found? Time has flown by. The children have spent a year searching for the bluebird. Light finally brings them back to their home. But what of their search? The bluebird from the land of memory turned black. The bluebird from the future ended up turning pink. And the bluebirds from the night are dead. And we couldn't even catch the bluebird in the forest. Light exclaims, "What could we have done?" The bluebird either does not exist or changes colour when he's caged. And so the search is over. Bread, Fire, and the other souls are leaving too. They say, "You are about to close your eyes to the invisible things in life, but we shall always be here. Remember us in a corner of your memory." And then they spot the dog and the cat who've been fighting again and are injured. Light is cross with the dog. His conduct has always been poor, and now the children are about to go, and the dog will not be able to speak to them again. But the dog is angry with this and refuses not to be able to speak. He exclaims, "I shall always talk." But then Light turns to the cat and asks, "Do you have anything to say?" And the cat tells him, "I love you both as much as you deserve." Light says, "This door is closing, and we must leave you. Never forget that I am speaking to you in every spreading moonbeam, every twinkling star, and in every dawn that rises, in every lamp that is lit, and in every good and bright thought of your soul. The clock chimes, and they are gone. The scene changes to the children in the room in their bed. The children wake up to see their mother at their bedside on Christmas Day. The children excitedly tell them the stories of what they have seen, of the children, of Granny and Grandad. Mummy thinks they have gone crazy, but their father assures her that they're okay. Their neighbour, Mrs. Berryloon, enters the room. She looks a little bit like the fairy. The children explain that they couldn't find the bluebird, but their neighbour doesn't understand what they're talking about. However, she does mention her little girl next door who is very, very ill. Til thinks that maybe her pet dove will bring some happiness to the ill child. As they pick up the cage, the pet bird appears to be bluer than usual. As they look around the house, they see that everything looks somehow prettier than before. Everything has been painted, and everything is clean and polished. It all seems much more joyful. They light the lamp belonging to the light. How lovely it is, and how glad they all feel. And finally they give the bird to the little girl. And the reaction is miraculous. It gives the child a beautiful smile, and suddenly the child is able to stand up and walk again. The neighbour is so happy with the children and gives them a big hug. Then they decide maybe it's time to feed the dove, and so they open the cage. But in doing so, the dove escapes and flies away. The girl exclaims, "Mother, he's gone," and bursts into tears. But Til says, "Don't cry. We will catch him again on our next great adventure." At the woodcutter's lodge, we're a happy family, but now we're back together, it's so good for you to see. We didn't catch the bird, everything seems the same, but it's all a little brighter. Our house shines like a flame. At the woodcutter's lodge, we're a happy family, but now we're back together, it's so good for you to see. Thank you for coming to our happy little show. I hope you've learned a lot, but now it's time for us to go. At the Woodcutter's Lodge, we're a happy family, but now we're back together. It's a happy time for you and me. The end. Thank you everyone for coming to the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you wanted to know a little bit more about the story of the Bluebird. I just wanted to say thank you to all our actors that are on the stage. We have Vincent. We have Falcon. We have Stanza. We have Mushi. And we have Codicini. They've all been rehearsing with me for the past 2 or 3 weeks to try and get this all sorted, and I hope you enjoyed it. And there's not much for us to do now, except say goodbye. I don't know if I can join them on the stage, but this has been Rad's stream takeover of TGC's stream. This is me. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's certainly been fun to perform for you. My name is Rad. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If you'd like to see more things like this or just join our lovely community, it's www.twitch.tv/RadWorld. And with that, I think my takeover of Twitch's stream is over. and you guys can be returned to normal programming. Thank you so much. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.